I'm Alice Munyua. I'm the director of Mozilla's Africa Mradi, and I'm going to explain the digital divide. So put simply, the digital divide is the gap that exists between people in the world who have access to computers, mobile devices, and the internet, and those who do not. It also refers to the gap between those who are able to benefit from the digital age and the digital economy and those who are not. The digital divide exists everywhere you look. For example, even here in the United States, there are millions of Americans who don't have access to the internet in their homes. But the differences in connectivity rates between the richest and the poorest countries is most pronounced. For example, 80% of Europeans have access to the internet, but only 26% of those in the Africa region have access to the internet. For the case of the Africa region, the digital divide is predictably impacted by cost. So the continent has the most expensive internet in the world. In fact, according to the Alliance for Affordable Internet, Africans pay on average 8.8% of their monthly income for a purchase of only 1 GB of data, compared to 3.6% of total income in South America and only 1.5% of your total income for internet access in Asia. So households with higher levels of education are increasingly more likely to use computers and to have access to the internet. And also those with a college degrees or higher are 10 times more likely to have access to the internet. Statistics in internet usage show quite clearly that there are fewer women able to access the web and the internet generally. Even for those who are online, there exist bandwidth disparities. For example, police brutality at a protest in Hong Kong will be far better documented than at one in Nigeria or Zimbabwe or Tanzania, for that matter. There are also several initiatives promoted by governments or states to isolate themselves from the open internet. For example, internet shutdowns. We saw that happen in Tanzania last year, and those have serious democratic and civic implications because you get highly centralized political structures. Also, the coronavirus pandemic reminded us on a daily basis that making a simple video call can be a really frustrating exercise for someone in India or Nigeria. And for those who are fortunate enough to have meaningful connectivity, the internet provides a really crucial link to information that helps us keep our families healthy and safe during this global health crisis. Internet access is really necessary as well during non-emergencies for fair opportunities to work, study, engage in government, and exercise political freedoms. The problem of the digital divide is just a symptom that points us to a much deeper problem in our economic systems and economic development. And this is a problem that characterizes both developed and underdeveloped countries in the world. So once these economic, political, social, and cultural challenges are addressed, I think we'll be much closer to addressing the digital divide.